Let us pray. Almighty God, we bow down before Thee in humble obedience and dependence. We pray Thee, grant us the grace to respect each other this day in all our consultations, that our deliberations today shall take place in the spirit of mutual trust, so that we as leaders shall lead our country on the path of peace and shall find solutions for issues and problems facing us. Grant us the mercy, O Lord, that we shall today also honor Thy name in all we think, do, and say. Almighty God, we pray Thee, bless our land and all its people. This all we pray in the name of Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Affirmation. I solemnly affirm that I will be faithful to the Republic of Namibia and its people, and I solemnly promise to uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of the Republic of Namibia to the best of my ability. Okay, announcements. Honorable members, I have been informed by the Chief Whip of the SWAPO Party that the party has designated Honorable Dr. P.M. Shelenga to serve on the following parliamentary standing committees. 1. Committee on Standing Rules and Orders and Internal Arrangements. 2. Committee on International Relations, Defense and Security. 3. Committee on Economy and Industry, Public Administration and Planning. And 4. Committee on Public Accounts. Further, Honorable Mshelenga is designated to serve on the following parliamentary friendship groups. 1. Namibia-Russia Friendship Group, and 2. Namibia-Finland Friendship Group. Lastly, Honorable Mshelenga is also designated to serve on the Parliamentarians for Global Action Multilateral Parliamentary Organization. I therefore declare Honorable Mshelenga as duly elected or designated to these standing committees or parliamentary friendship groups in the Multilateral Parliamentary Organization. Furthermore, I am also informed by the Chief Whip of the SWAPO Party that the party has designated the following members to serve on the Namibia-Cuba Parliamentary Friendship Group. 1. Honorable Sophia Shaningwa. 2. Honorable Alpheus Naruseb. 3. Honorable Wahekwa Herunga. Honorable Alexia Manoben Ube. Honorable Vena Ita. Honorable Feni Tushavi. Honorable Ipumbu Shimi. Honorable Modestus Ashipara. Honorable Ephraim Nekongo. Honorable Sebastian Karupu. Honorable Hilaria Mkapuli. And Honorable P.M. Shelenga have already announced them. I therefore declare these members as duly designated to the Namibia-Cuba Parliamentary Friendship Group. I thank you. Are there any messages from the head of state? Any petitions? Reports of standing or select committees? Other reports and papers? Now, I think my screen, something is wrong here. I don't know whether somebody asked for the floor. Other reports and papers? Can I? I have a request list. Now these members are, is it reports of standing or select committees? None? Okay, other reports and papers? None? Notices of questions? Honorable Motu?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I give notice that on the 21st of June 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Health and Social Services, Honorable Esperance Lubendao, regarding the participation of youth-owned enterprises in assessing economic opportunities and procurement initiatives within the Ministry of Health and Social Services. The government has repeatedly emphasized the importance of youth empowerment, economic inclusion, and support for youth entrepreneurship. Public procurement remains one of the most effective instruments through which the state can promote youth participation in the economy, create employment opportunities, and support growth of emerging economies and enterprises. It is therefore imperative to assess the extent to which youth-owned enterprises are benefiting from procurement opportunities within the ministry. I therefore ask the following. 1. Of the ministry's total procurement expenditure during the fiscal year of 2025/2026, what percentage of monetary value were awarded to youth-owned enterprises, and how does this compare to the percentage of youth-owned enterprises registered on the supplier database? Number 2, what measures and what measurable outcomes have been achieved through these policies and procurement mechanisms, including the number of youth-owned enterprises that are processed from small contracts within the ministry's procurement system? And number 3, how many youth-owned enterprises applied for procurement opportunities during the financial year? How many were successful? And what was the success rate compared to the non-youth-owned enterprises? And number 4, what specific targets has the ministry set for youth participation in procurement? And can the minister provide timelines and performance indicators against which Parliament can assess progress? I so submit.
Please stay with the questions. Honorable Member. Yes, Honorable Utuhezi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 25th of June 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Gender Equality and Child Welfare, Honorable Emma Kantemban, the following. Honorable Minister, as we observe Mental Health Month, many men continue to suffer in silence from domestic abuse committed by their spouses or intimate partners. Many carry emotional pain, anxiety, depression, trauma, and emotional withdrawal because they fear stigma, shame, ridicule, or not being believed when they speak out. In many cases, men who report abuse are laughed at, not taken seriously, or even asked why they did what they did to deserve being beaten or being abused. I therefore ask the following questions. What is the ministry doing to ensure that social workers, police officers, healthcare workers, and community leaders are trained to recognize and respond properly to men who suffer domestic abuse at the hands of their spouses or intimate partners? Does the ministry have plans to create safe spaces, support centers, or shelters, or reporting mechanism where male victims of domestic abuse can seek help without fear, ridicule, or humiliation? And lastly, how will the ministry ensure that national campaigns on gender-based violence and mental health also recognize men who suffer abuse from their spouses or intimate partners while continuing to support women and children? I so submit.
Yes, please go with the questions. Honorable Member. Yes, Honorable Nashinge.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Good afternoon. Mr. Speaker, I give notice that on the 25th of June 2026, as Shadow Minister for Home Affairs, Safety and Security, I shall be asking the Honourable Minister the following questions. In December 2024, the High Court of Namibia handed down judgment in Noche versus Immigration Selection Board, finding that the Immigration Selection Board had been rejecting permanent residence permit applications on criteria that have no basis in the Immigration Control Act 7 of 1993. The court described the ministry's conduct as administratively irrational. Now, notwithstanding this ruling, the ministry filed an appeal and subsequently failed to meet its own filing deadline. So therefore, Honorable Minister, I have three questions. One, how many PRP applications have been rejected on this unlawful basis over the past 5 years? And what steps is the ministry taking to proactively identify and remedy all affected cases? Two, families with Namibian-born children have had permanent residence permit applications pending for years with no substantive response from the ministry. What is the current average processing time for PRP applications? What is the size of the existing backlog? And what accountability measures are in place to ensure applicants receive timely written decisions as required under the principles of administrative justice? Three and final, can the minister justify the use of taxpayers' funds to appeal a ruling that corrects the ministry's own unlawful conduct? And has the ministry started processing all PRP applications previously rejected solely on the fixed assets basis? What are the numbers? I so submit.
Yes, please table the question. Yes, Honorable Ampanda. Oh, okay, put down and press again. Honorable Mongo.
I hereby give notice that on the 25th of June 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security, the Honorable Lucia Ikumbo, the following. COPS 94.1 is a crime prevention broadcast program by Cosmos 94.1 that provides live or recorded coverage of police patrol, arrests, and accidents. However, there is a growing concern regarding its practice of filming members of the public during police operations across various towns. While transparency in policing and public reporting are important for accountability, questions have been raised about the legal and ethical limits of recording individuals without their explicit consent, mainly where such videos are disseminated through broadcast and social media. In addition, Honorable Minister, such recordings contribute to permanent digital footprints that can remain accessible online indefinitely, even after the original context is forgotten. This situation engages constitutional consideration relating to privacy, human dignity, due process, and the protection of vulnerable persons, as well as the need to balance freedom of expression with individual rights under the Namibian Constitution. I therefore ask the following questions. What legal remedies are available to persons whose constitutional rights to privacy and dignity have been violated through the filming and broadcasting of videos by COPS 94.1? And what steps has the ministry taken to ensure accountability and prevent future infringements? What oversight mechanism exists to regulate media or third-party individuals who accompany or observe police operations and record incidents for public broadcast? How does the ministry ensure that the rights to dignity and the presumption of innocence are protected when individuals are publicly filmed during arrest procedures and before conviction? And lastly, are there formal guidelines issued by the Namibian police regarding cooperation with media platforms that record police operational activities? And if so, what do these guidelines stipulate? I so submit.
Yes, please table the questions.
That's a valid question.
Honorable Mvula.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Good afternoon to you and to the honorable members.
Yes, thank you.
I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 25th of June 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Finance, Honorable Erika Shafuda, regarding the performance of the favorable interest-rated National Youth Development Fund initiative. The main objectives of this 215.7 million by last year, or under the last financial year, with National Youth Development Fund include but not limited to allowing youth access to affordable financing and business support, encourage youth involvement in priority sectors, and enhance inclusive growth for marginalized groups. In the same vein, the fund aimed to provide financial and technical support to its beneficiaries. I therefore ask the following. One, the first quarter of the 2026 or the current financial year is about to come to an end. So the question is, what is the total value of approved loan applications this far and in the following priority sectors: agriculture, green economy, and manufacturing and value addition? Two, how many of the unsuccessful applicants have received targeted training and mentorship to improve their chances to qualify without the need to resubmit their applications from scratch? I so submit.
Please table the questions, honourable member. Okay, Honourable Kandorodu.
Yeah, thank you, Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, 18 June 2026, I will ask the Minister of Urban and Rural Development, Honorable James Ankwasa, the following questions. The Division of Marginalized Communities, formerly Sun Development Program, was approved by Cabinet Decisions number 29/1108/001 and established in 2005 by the Office of the Prime Minister to cater for the needs of San community who were living in deplorable condition and adverse poverty. In 2029, the inclusion of Ovatwe and Ovashimba community was approved by Cabinet Decisions number 9280509/005 due to their adverse challenges. Secondly, I'm rising to inform your esteemed office that a few years back, the Ovashimba traditional communities applied for recognition status through Chief Titus Kambahepa. The application was well received by the ministries and considered favorably as meeting the requirements for further investigation. From around 26 to 2029, April 2025, the Ovashimba leadership were invited to take part in the interview process, which was conducted in Kamanyap and Opuo, respectively under the leadership of Chief Maharero, the chairperson of the team from the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development. This process was completed successfully, and since then no feedback has been forthcoming from the Minister's office, neither from the Council of Traditional Authority regarding this application. I therefore ask the Minister the following questions. Honorable Minister, at which level is this application of the Ovashimba traditional community for possible recognition? When will the report of the Chief of the Council of Traditional Authority be made available for this community to know their status? Till when are we going to give this community with no traditional authority leader or a chief, while other communities are recognized and have their traditional leadership structure? I so submit.
Yes, table the question, honourable member. Yes, okay, we have a little time that is left. I will try to accommodate the three that I see here, but I would like to appeal that the members try to be as to the point, as brief as possible. I have Honorable Hangula, followed by Honorable Lukato and Honorable Hishono. Now, depending on the length of their question, I can accommodate all of them, or only some. Yes.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. Notice is hereby given that question number 500, originally submitted on the 29th of April 2026 and directed to the Honorable Minister of Justice and Labor Relations, Honorable Philemon Wise Emmanuel, is hereby withdrawn. In order to ease the congestion in the House, I therefore submit that this particular question be removed from the order paper with immediate effect. I so submit.
Thank you. Table the notice. Yes. Honorable, no, just one moment, Honorable, the member is still coming. Yes, Honorable Lukato. Yes, you now have the floor, Honorable Lukato.
My relative sister, Honorable Speaker, leaders of various political parties and members of Parliament, good day. Thank you for the platform. Today, Wednesday, 17 June 26, I hereby give notice that on Thursday, 25 June 26, I shall ask the Minister of Finance, my relative sister, Honorable Erica Shafuda, the following questions. It has been observed that the residents of Okahao and the Sandy constituents in the Umsati region are experiencing serious difficulties in accessing net bank services due to absence of the net bank ATM, and currently the nearest net bank ATM is located in Otapi. So the following questions are as follows. Honorable Minister, are you aware of the challenge faced by net bank clients, Okao and Sandy, to absence? Can you silence? Number two, has the ministry engaged the Netbank Namibia regarding the exploration of banking services and the ATM infrastructure in underserved communities? The last second, what measures can the ministry take to ensure that financial institutions provide equitable access to banking services? Then the last one, can the Honorable Minister engage the management of Netbank? I so submit, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, please table the questions.
Table.
Yes. So the last is the Honorable Hishono.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, 25 June 2026, I shall ask the Honorable Prime Minister the following questions. Honorable Speaker, in 2013, the Youth Ministry was on a mission. In partnership with the Ministry of Works, the government had planned to refurbish and modernize the Katutura Multipurpose Youth Resource Center into a 600 million fit-for-purpose center that would serve the needs of the modern Namibian youth. The mission was to build a youth complex headquartering all sport codes in the country. It should have eateries to be run by the National Youth Service, upgraded sport grounds, modern youth hostels, Namibia's first sport museum, upgraded entertainment facilities, a logistic and transport hub to accommodate tour and charter buses, and a standalone 5-story office building to accommodate the youth and the sport ministry. The new building would have housed the whole ministry under one roof. This project was going to save costs on land purchasing, as the complex already belongs to the ministries. As we speak, that complex is left to rot while we are renting an office building at 1.1 million a month from a well-known businessman. Now, Honorable Prime Minister, at the rate of paying 1.1 million per month, we paid 36 million for 2.5 years on an unoccupied building against the initial 50 million once off, which we could have spent on renovating our own building. Now, why did the government abandon the plan to construct a permanent headquarters for the Ministry of Youth, Sport and National Youth Service when it would have been significantly cheaper than paying 1.1 million a month in rental costs on an unoccupied building and also paying rent at the current offices at NDC building? Who was responsible for the decision to halt the redevelopment of the Katutura Youth Complex in 2015? We want to know. And what accountability measures have been taken against those who may have caused financial losses to the state? Given the deteriorating condition of the Katutura Youth Complex and the lost opportunities for youth development, what concrete plans and timelines does the government have to revive the project and ensure that young Namibians benefit from the facilities originally promised. I so submit.
Please table the questions. Honorable Member. Okay, now for a period not exceeding 20 minutes, I will allow agent oral questions, starting with Honorable Ampanda.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I have an agent oral question to the Minister in the Presidency. Minister, I want to ascertain the President's approach at two levels. The first level is that the President of Ghana went to the United Nations and secured a resolution that declared the Atlantic slave trade as a crime against humanity. And the President landed today in Ghana. So what the President of Ghana is trying to do is, after the United Nations have made that declaration, he is now holding these meetings to try and map out the roadmap. There has been a complete silence from the President in terms of what is our contribution to that discussion, particularly what is taking place in Ghana. The second level of the President's approach and perspective is, we now see that today there is an advert in the newspaper for the CEO, Chief Executive Officer of Epangelo Mining. Now, the President says that we need to have a responsible management of natural resources.
Honorable Member, those are two unrelated questions. So you can only have a second question that is related to the first, because you are allowed only one question.
Yes, my question is one speaker asking for the President perspective on two policy matters. On two policy matters.
But these
it's not
are
a separate question.
You can only query, if you choose to query on the transatlantic slave trade, your second question can only be on that, not on an unrelated matter, because those are now two different questions.
Okay. Okay, I don't have any qualm with that. Maybe let me post it so that you can rule whether it's unrelated. Yes, then
Just
if
try
it is
it the next day.
Yes. Then if it's unrelated, then I will agree. So the second aspect of this related question is that since Epangelo Mining was established in 2008, there is still no Act of Parliament. It's an SOE that is having shares in mines and things like without an Act of Parliament. So how
that one now is out of order because...
Oh, it's unrelated.
Yeah, first it's unrelated, it's also sent to the wrong address.
No.
No, because that's mining. Epangelo Mining is under the Minister of
And the
Mines.
President is talking about effective management of natural resources without
yes.
institutional framework.
That one is
That
not
is fine, Speaker. It's fine then.
That one is to the Minister of Mines.
Okay.
Okay, let the Minister in the Presidency respond to your question on the transatlantic slave trade issue.
Thank you so much, Honorable Ampanda, for the question. The President has not yet landed. She's still on the way. We just came back from the airport now. The meeting being held in Ghana, the agenda has not yet been made public. It's a consultative meeting, yes, indeed, generally focusing on the slave trade. Okay. Namibia is a child birthed by the United Nations, takes greater privilege to be part of the conversation discussing the slave trade, because we understand as former slaves and former sons and daughters of slaves, even those who were not enslaved at the time. The President of the Republic of Namibia stands by the constitutional provisions of the Republic of Namibia, which is against conflict, war, aggression, and we proclaim our non-alignment while upholding the spirit of non-interference, respect for sovereignty of states. And within that, within those parameters of the principles of our foreign policy, that is what will guide us in the discussions in Ghana, to promote friendship, to promote dialogue, to promote peaceful coexistence. I will only be able to give you in details what would have been discussed if this question could have come tomorrow. Then I'll be able to fill you in. But for now, we just know generally that the discussion is going to be on slave trade, what has transpired from the time that the last colony of Namibia, the last colony of Africa got independence. How far are we in terms of colonization, slave trade? We still have our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. Are they slaves or are they independent? Do we still have slaves? Because then our understanding is, what is actually slavery? Is it physical subjugation? Is it mental subjugation? Is it economic subjugation? So, all sectors of human relations need to be taken into account when we discuss slavery. So, for Honorable Speaker, I invite Honorable Ampanda that let's have the discussion tomorrow when the agenda is out. But for now, all I can tell you is our stand in terms of the slave trade in 3 dimensions. To look at the slave trade itself from the past, but at present, looking at physical slavery, economic slavery, and mental slavery. I thank you.
Yes, thank you. Honorable, I want the time is up, too much time between between the minister and yourself. A member has 3 minutes to ask, a minister has 5 minutes to respond. At the discretion of the speaker, you may get a follow-up question. But now it's only 11 minutes to go, and there are others. There are 5 people on the line. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so please follow up with him after the president's meeting. I want to call on Honorable Ngarina. No, look at the time. Otherwise, it will only be a second person that would ask and get an answer. Please.
Speaker,
not more than 3 minutes, please.
No, Speaker, it's fine. I'll ask my question tomorrow because
Very
it's
good.
written.
Honorable Kambala? Huh? No, we are, let me, yeah, we are past that already. Yeah, time is up, Honorable. Let me see, Honorable Kambala.
Thank you, Speaker. Mine is very
specific
to the Minister of Justice, Labour Relations. Honorable Minister, first we we congratulate you for gazetting the new divorce regime. We welcome that because it makes it easier for our people to get divorced. But also on the other hand, we're also asking when, perhaps on that same note, when are we expecting you to table the law on polygamy as well?
Come again? Are you asking two questions?
I don't know, just one.
What is the first question?
No,
the second one was when a bill on polygamy is coming. What?
Customary land marriage bill.
So you are asking about two things.
It's the same thing, just these
No,
two.
it's not the same thing. Okay,
Yeah,
please,
you
Honorable
misunderstood the
Minister, come. Yeah. No, he doesn't have to understand. The presiding officer must allow it. Yeah, Honorable Minister, you have the floor.
Speaker, I'm afraid to indicate that the question from the revered honorable member is one that doesn't admit urgency.
Very good.
That's one. Two, we are in no process, to bring or working on a bill that borders or that is called a polygamy bill. So closest to that, perhaps, what has came up in terms of our consideration, good afternoon, Honorable Benani, is a bill on customary marriage. A project that has started some times back. There was a study and a public consultation carried out by the Legal Assistance Center. And I think the Law Reform and Development Commission is seized with that specific project. Insofar as the timeline is concerned as to when probably all the refinery will be concluded insofar as the bill is concerned, for it then to go through all the legislative processes, I can't speak to that. But it's important to know that for the Namibians that mind informing themselves, the jurisdictional ground for customary reunion is Article 66 of the Namibian Constitution. I think going further, for those that again mind informing themselves, they would know that in terms of the Marriage Act that was passed by this House in 2024, if you have regard to Section 12 of that particular law that requires the pre-marital notification, fair enough, that require pre-marital notifications, so people are already required actually to disclose whether they are, they have other spouses or they have existing subsisting customary marriage before they get into the civil marriage. So that particular provisions in the law already, provided the Minister of Home Affairs bring it into force then, because it's still not operational, clearly already provides a legislative direction. So insofar as how we are to treat customary union. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable April. You are listening. Oh, it's a motion. Honorable Thomas.
Thank you very much. I'm not protected.
Okay, proceed, Honorable.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, good afternoon. The urgent question is to the Minister of Home Affairs, Honorable Minister of Honorable Minister Ipumbu. Okay, Lucia Ipumbu. Thank you, my dear sister. Out today, public are very concerned and they are demonstrating against the introduction of the digitalization ID. They are saying there are something behind that. If the minister can elucidate it on the three questions. Honorable Minister, you are aware about the demonstration going on countrywide against that ID or digitalization ID. What is the difference between the old ID and then the current one on digitalization? Thank you. If you can already explain very well to the public out today. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Member, for the question. Honorable Speaker, I'm in a predicament because I have a ministerial statement on the very same question that have been posed.
Yes, you can just indicate that it's covered in the ministerial statement, so that it's not answered then now.
Thank you.
Yes, honorable members, we now proceed. The next item is the notices of motions. But before I go to the notice of motions, I want to issue a ruling on the motion of yesterday, moved, I think, by the Honorable MP from the APP. Huh? Who? Honorable Kumbwa. Yes, it was Honorable Kumbwa concerning a immigration point, a border point, a border post, calling for a border post to be established at a certain location. And the Honorable Minister of Immigration indicated yesterday that the ministry has commenced the process to establish that border post. Now, that means that that is a matter that is being dealt with. But it is not, the rules are not very clear on the ruling of the presiding officer. The member is not here. But what I have to say to the member is this, that the member is now made aware of the fact that there is a process running. It would serve no purpose for the member to introduce the motion. You know, although the presiding officer cannot say, I rule the motion out, I expect that the member will agree that the motion doesn't need to go through. But the member is unfortunately not here, so we would await for the member to come back and consult with him, and hopefully he will agree that there is no need for that motion to be enlisted, because otherwise really it just yeah. Yes.
But I'm just cautioning that perhaps the presiding officer, by making that ruling, must also make sure that you are certain the facts. Because every time that there is a matter that is brought by this side of the house, some minister just wakes up and says, we are busy with it, without giving any proof how busy you are with it. And I know a lot of motions were blocked here, and I'm speaking from experience, were blocked here on the proviso that government was doing something about it. And up to now, nothing has been done. So I just wanted to say, I agree with you. If the minister is saying there's something to be done about it, fine. But that she gives you something that can be able to make you to be certain that there is something being done about it.
Yes, thank you. That is why Honorable Venania indicated that although the minister has given that assurance and she indicated that she is prepared to share something, although the minister has made an undertaking, I have not made a ruling to say the motion would not be admitted onto the order paper. Instead, I would just like to provide that feedback to the member, because if I was in the position of the member, I wouldn't want to put the item on, because in any case, even if it's brought, the minister would respond that way and it ends there. Yeah, but I will wait for the member to come. I know that all of us here are honorable members, and we all we are bound by the commitments that we make. We feel bound by the commitments that we make. Yes, Honorable Ampanda.
Yeah, thank you, Speaker. I think you did very well by raising the issue and not making a ruling and allowing the conscience of the member given the evidence. In line with that, I actually just think we must also have a broad approach to motions. When the motion comes, it also opened up an opportunity to contribute. Yeah, and but I agree with you that obviously when there's something and there's evidence, and we must also just worry about evidence. I have actually seen a bill, and I have it. It's called Traditional Medicine Practitioners Bill. So whenever people are talking about traditional medicine, we are always hearing that bill exists. The Small Claims Court bill has been around since 1996, but you have never seen the floor of Parliament. But we take your counsel, and the minister have not disappointed us in terms of her words yet when she says something. So, but I just want to appreciate that and also put the context that we have heard and seen bills that have never made it here. But the minister so far has not disappointed us.
Very good, thank you. Honorable April.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My motion stems from a very deep felt grief and pain. And therefore, I hereby would like to give notice that on 24th June 2026, I shall move that this House deliberates on the current fishing quota system that seems to be producing rich individuals at the expense of masses, public that struggles to get the socio-economic ends met. So I move.
Thank you. Honorable member may table the motion. Honorable Lucato. Honorable Lucato.
Nobody's going to touch you. We are here.
Honorable Lucato now has the floor.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Speaker, members of Parliament, today, Wednesday, 17 June 2026, I hereby give note that on Wednesday, 24 June 2026, I shall move that this August House discuss and agrees to table a motion on the establishment of a state institution for the protection of already born and unborn babies. I so move.
Okay. Honorable member, yeah. Honorable member. Okay, honorable member, the presiding officer would review the notice and would announce the ruling later on. Yes. Yeah, no, it's okay. The rights of children and the right of unborn babies, they also have the right. But the point is, the presiding officer have to exercise her mind on the issue and make a ruling. Because I know that abortion is illegal in the country, you know, and so I just allow me to reflect on the issue and decide how to rule. Yeah, Honorable Mbula.
All right, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I hereby, without notice, request that leave of absence is granted in terms of Rule 76C to Honorable David Eichhoop from 17th of June until the 24th of June. The leave of absence is requested due to personal emergency.
Yes, the honorable member may table the motion, please. Yeah. Okay, just one moment. Yes, thank you. Yes, Honorable Hengari.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise to seek clarity with regards to our leave, notices of leave. Now, the specific rule speaks about the House may approve or allow members to go on leave. But I wanted to find out whether Speaker has established, in terms of these rules, how we go about approving members' leave from the House. Do we go into a vote? How do we determine whether a member's leave of absence is actually approved? Because it says by the House. Thank you.
Yes, honorable members, yes, when the House does not raise an objection, yeah, when the House does not raise an objection and the member has placed the motion on the table and the motion is not dismissed, then the leave is granted. If it is felt that another process needs to be instituted, then the member is advised that a proposal is made to this House through the Standing Rules Committee in order for it to consider. But on the basis of practice, and in terms of Rule 7, or is it Rule 8, practices, the presiding officer may require the House to deal with a matter in accordance with a practice that has been established. Yes, yes. That's why I'm saying now the honourable member, if there is an objection, the member can always do that. Otherwise, the process, as I have indicated, it is in accordance with the practice that is there. And until the members come with a proposal to vary the procedure from the practice, the presiding officer would ask that we follow that practice. Yes, Honourable Popper.
In terms of Rule 124H, read together with Rule 76(1)(c) of the Standing Rules, Orders and Internal Arrangements of the National Assembly, that leave of absence be granted to Honorable Clemencia Kutsia for 17 and 18 June 2026, while on official mission. I so move, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, honourable member may table the motion, please. Yes. No, honourable members, in order to bring in your objection, you must propose a different procedure from what we have. For now, this is the procedure. So for now, unless if the presiding officer finds something untoward, if a member decides that they want to go on a holiday somewhere and we are short of a quorum and the chief whip does not agree, then the presiding officer can make a ruling. But if a member is on official duty and there is no motivation that is given, a member cannot just say objection, unless if you come, we propose a procedure, practice rule that says the presiding officer may require the House to go by practice. Now, Honorable High Caller.
Thank you, Speaker. Notice is hereby given that a notice of motion on disturbing, emotional and acceptable bullying in workplaces, originally tabled on April 29 of 2026, is hereby withdrawn. In order to ease the congestion in the House, I therefore submit that this particular motion be removed from the order paper with immediate effect.
Yes, the honourable member may table the motion. Honourable Venani.
Honourable Speaker, in view of the withdrawal of the last motion, I bring a new motion to the House. That on Tuesday, the day of the Lord 23, the month of the Lord June, the year of the Lord 2026, I shall move a motion that this august House recognizing the growing indebtedness of communal farmers and communities to NAMWATA, water indebtedness. Therefore, that this House debates the need for introduction of prepaid water meters for rural communities, and that this historic NAMWATA debts in rural community be considered to be written off. That this motion be referred to a relevant standing committee for further input, consideration, and to report back. I so move, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, table the motion. Yes. Any ministerial statements? Yes, Honorable Ampanda.
I just want to ask on a procedure. Minister, water.
Honorable member, that is not procedural.
Yeah, I just want to ask. No, you guided us very well. Do you want to say anything on prepaid water meter that the ministry is busy with NAMWATA and the MTC to charge people and add prepaid water meter with extra charge? You want to say something in line with what the speaker said?
No, Honorable member. Now, what is that, the agent oral question or what?
Speaker.
There's only one speaker.
Because the honorable member gave notice of the motion. Now I want to understand what Honorable Ampanda is doing.
I'm rising on the point of procedure.
Yes.
I know these things are complex, Speaker, so we rely on you to help the members to follow, because the issues are complex. That's why they want to understand. I'm saying, Speaker, in line with what we have done with a particular motion and what the minister responsible for immigration indicated. You are still
I hear you,
yes.
But just go ahead.
Yes, so please follow. So, I know it's difficult, but let me try to help you. So, in line with what the speaker had done, now the ministry, I'm asking, because factually I'm aware, I'm asking and inviting on the point of procedure to help in line with the ruling of the speaker. I'm aware that the ministry and ministers responsible for water affairs are busy with this prepaid water thing for people in rural area to charge them. Do you want to perhaps follow in the same direction that has happened? I'm inviting through you on the point of procedure, because that's what is going to happen. Because that's what was going. Wait. It's a complex issue in the Congo. The issue is complex. So what I'm saying, Speaker, is that prepaid water meter, they must indicate they are busy with it underground.
Okay,
so I'm saying, if they are saying no, it's fine. Let them say it's no. I'm inviting them through you. So we did it to Honorable Kumbwa, right?
Yes,
because that's what basically happening. I'm inviting.
Yes.
I'm inviting.
I got your point.
Okay,
let me just rule.
Speaker.
No, my ruling is you are out of order, Honorable Member, because you cannot call upon the minister. You cannot try to solicit information from the minister. You can only do that through a question. And we are already done with questions. So you can't on the floor solicit that information anymore. We were on notices of motion. But the minister can, as part of the answer, as the Minister of Immigration did, when she was asked an agent oral question, she responded by saying, I already have made arrangements to respond to that, so please wait for when that time comes. So that was different. So I'm sure that was on a lighter note. Now we will proceed. Is it notices of motions still? I see Honorable Ipumbu, is that, but I don't see your equipment on. Oh, Honorable Lucia. So we are now on, I thought it was Longinus. Okay, now notices of motions. We are done. We are now with ministerial statements, and I give the floor to the minister. You see, the Ipumbus are too many here now. I think we should fully spell out the names so that I know whether it is the Ipumbu there, the Ipumbu here, yes. Okay, Honorable Lucia Ipumbu.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Ampanda, please. Don't eat on my time. You ate on my time, but let me start. I rise to provide information regarding the government's planned implementation of electronic identity cards, which a question was raised, but we already prepared to provide information in view of what has been coming up through media, various media platforms. The Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security has since taken note of information circulating on social media, as well as concerns raised through petitions and demonstrations in some parts of the country. While the public engagement and democratic participation are welcomed and are respected, it is important that discussions on this matter are guided by facts and accurate information. Namibia is committed to modernizing its identity management in line with international standards and best practices. This initiative aims to strengthen national security, to improve service delivery, to protect personal identity, and support the country's digital transformation agenda. In August 2023, Cabinet approved the introduction of an electronic identity document and interoperable digital identity systems. Following this decision, the Ministry began the necessary preparation to implement this important national project. Honorable Speaker and honorable members, the electronic identity document is a secure, smart identity card that stores biometric and demographic information in digital form, including fingerprints, photographs, identification details. It enables secure, efficient, and real-time identity verification in both physical and digital environments. The EID provides citizens and residents with a reliable and secure means of proving their identity when accessing public and private services. It is legally recognized and protected under the Civil Registration and Identification Act number 13 of 2024. It is therefore important to distinguish between digital identity and the electronic identity document. Digital identity refers broadly to electronic credentials used to verify and authenticate individuals in online environment, while the EID is the secure physical identity card issued by government. The EID serves as a trusted means of accessing services, conducting transactions, and verifying identity. As Namibia continues to embrace digital services, secure and reliable identity verification becomes increasingly important. The EID will provide a trusted foundation for both public and private sector service delivery. The Ministry is aware of allegations suggesting that the EID involves the implantation of microchips in individuals, or what it constitutes the so-called mark of the beast. We categorically reject these claims as false and misleading. The electronic identity document does not involve the implantation of any device, chip, or technology into any individual. The technology is contained within the identity card itself, similar to the one that is used in modern bank cards and internationally recognized smart cards. Its sole purpose is to securely store identity information and facilitate authentication when required. Furthermore, the EID has no capability to track, monitor, or control the movements or activities of citizens. The government of the Republic of Namibia remains fully committed to protecting the constitutional rights and freedoms of all citizens. The implementation of the EID will be carried out in full compliance with the Namibian laws, particularly the Civil Registration and Identification Act that I just referred to, which provides for safeguards for the collection, verification, authentication, and protection of personal information. The Ministry therefore assures the nation that the EID will not undermine constitutional rights, privacy, civil liberties, or Namibian sovereignty. Rather, it is designed to strengthen identity protection and enhance the security and integrity of the public service. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Member, as I conclude, public education and stakeholders' engagement remain a priority. The Ministry recognizes that successful implementation requires public understanding, trust, and participation. And awareness and consultation initiatives have already commenced and will continue across the country, engaging communities, traditional leaders, and other stakeholders. These efforts aim to ensure that citizens fully understand what the EID is, how it works, and the benefits it will bring. In addition, the Ministry is finalizing a comprehensive EID fact sheet and other public information material for distribution. And the rollout for this ID is expected to commence by September 2026. And as I repeat, public awareness and engagement activities will continue before, during, and after the implementation to ensure transparency and broad public understanding. As we move forward, I encourage all Namibians to seek information from credible and official sources and refrain from sharing unverified information that may cause unnecessary fear, confusion, or misunderstanding. Together, we can build a secure, inclusive, and modern identity management system that supports national developments and improves service delivery for all Namibians. I thank you all for supporting this initiative.
Thank you. I have a long list now of members wanting to ask. There are about 6 on the list, and please remember we have a total of 20 minutes for all questions, ministerial statements rather, and the minister has used about 8 minutes. So now, next is Honorable Ampanda.
How much time do I? Oh, 3. Thank you very much, Minister and Speaker. I think we have addressed some of my concern. Part of the problem that our people really have, yes, there are those conspiracy theorists, but there are also people who have their subjective realities. Because at one point there was a village, as an example, there was a village that was having good rain, and the government wanted to build a road. So they brought the Chinese, and the Chinese were measuring those machines looking up. And then the community started saying, no, kapunare dula, chino vasha kodula. And really that year, there was no rain. And the entire community believed, community believed that the Chinese were shooting the rain. So they have that reality. So when we are talking about fact sheet, there's conspiracy, but there is really, really subjective realities. The Americans were offering money. Namibians were offered money to trade health data. But at least our government haven't pronounced themselves as yet. Yeah? So the government is also talking about digital sovereignty. How safe is our data? It's one thing to have a digital ID. Is it going to be traded to the Americans? We thank our government that they haven't done it so, but we cannot guarantee that they cannot do it tomorrow. So when we are addressing these problems, as I conclude, yes, there are conspiracy theories, but there's also objective reality that we don't have a proper digital infrastructure that is safe, that is secure. So when we respond, I just hope we don't just respond and say it's conspiracy theories, because we will not be helping those. Other than that, we support innovation, we support initiatives that makes the lives of our people better. But I just hope, my advice really, and I want to see how you clarify that the fact sheet that is being developed, if you can assure us that the fact sheet that is being developed since it's in the process, and the public awareness campaign would not just focus on that combative, no, those people are misleading, they're trying to score political points, because we won't succeed. Let's take an objective approach, and I want to see your reaction on that, Speaker. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Hangula.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. I think My only concern here is that are we rather not putting the horse before the cart? My memory serves me right, the Honorable Minister of ICT asked for leave to table the bill on digital data protection. We don't have that as yet as a country. So should we rather not, given the real fears that the public has, should we rather not wait until we have all our facilities in place before we can introduce? Because September is just around the corner and not much of the public is yet educated on how this digital data works. And we as a country don't have a digital data protection bill. That effectively means we can't prosecute anyone if they steal our data. The second and last one is that there's already a danger of ATM cards being swiped with these machines. You know, when you go swipe at the service station or wherever, they just clone your card. What measures do we have to protect? Because this is identity theft is a real business, multi-billion-dollar business outside. What does this digital ID? What measures does it have to protect from these data scammers? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I do remember during the SIM card registration, the same approach or initiative was used. We were told this to protect, to safeguard everything, but yet we are still having people who are losing money, even though we have SIM cards that are registered.
Exactly.
So, yesterday, we were talking about this bilateral agreement that are being signed without Parliament involvement. When these things were agreed, does Namibia have an opportunity to say, yes, we can go for it or we cannot go for it? The second one is, who is going to be in charge of these data? Since we have a system which is weak, it doesn't really protect us what is coming in and what is going out. We don't know. We only live in the basis of proposal we get from those who think they are smarter than our ministers. So, the question is, are we going to be safe to these things? I don't have a problem with it, but in terms of safety and in terms of our connectivity, these are the ideas that, okay, we have a nice ministry building.
Honorable members,
Yes.
we are just supposed to ask a question for clarification. Now we are motivating, we are kind of arguing.
Yes, as I conclude, Honorable Speaker, Namibia is not covered anywhere in terms of connectivity. How are we going to sustain the use of these things if we don't have a full coverage of network? I submit.
Yes, honorable members, I would allow 2 more questions. It's already beyond the time that is allocated. So I'll allow 2 more questions. Please, just questions. Honorable Venani and then Honorable Haikola. And then the minister would answer. We are actually beyond the time. Then we will break.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Her Royal Highness Ipumbu, mine is a very simple question. Nobody will fight against technological advancement and the need to do so. It's a given that the world is moving to that direction. My question is very simple to you. For the last 36 years that this country is independent, your ministry has been failing, struggling to make sure that each and every citizen have an identification card. Today I speak of people that have this old South African card, some of the members that are sitting in this house were not even born when that card was issued. I want to, yes, well, them were not born. Now I want to know from you, we want to migrate to a new system, technologically advanced, better, given we are giving you 100%. But where you were supposed to give us ID documents, what is in terms of percentage, how many Namibians do not have access to identification document on the old system? That, if you answer that, we would be able to know whether if we go technologically, we would be able to succeed. Lastly, the Angolans. There are so many Angolans that have Namibian identification documents for voting purposes. How does... Yes.
Honorable, just go ahead, please. We are out of time.
So I want to know, how will this new technologically advanced system make sure that people from Oihore and all those villages in Angola do not have identification documents?
Okay. The last one, Honorable Haikola. Honorable Haikola.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. In fact, we are very happy with the innovation. However, it comes with implication, such as the first one is financial. I just want to ask, I wish I could ask the Minister the total cost for this project, the implementation and the total cost itself. How much will it cost? Because we just approved the budget, and in the budget there is no such a project. So it would be good if the Minister answer that. And the second question on the financial implication is, has the Ministry undertaken a cost-benefit analysis, CBA, to determine whether the anticipated benefit outweigh the cost? Was this assessment done? The third one, the cybersecurity one covered by Honorable Shitana, it's just that, are there measures to protect this data? This electronic identity card system from hacking, as you have mentioned, cyber attack and data breaches. And the last one is, which other institutions will have access to the data stored on electronic identity card, and what safeguard exists to prevent abuse? Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Minister. Yes. No, it's the presiding officer to decide. The time is up.
Thank you very much, honorable members, for the questions. I don't know which marathon I will run to cover them in 8 minutes. Honorable Ampanda, the fact sheet.
Actually, you have only 5.
The fact sheet would have all the details that are to be captured and the information that is to be stored that would be used for any verification of any identity. So all that information and everything that would need to be in the chip that I had made reference to would be in the fact sheet as well. And then also to explain how it works and the interoperability of all other systems that it can work with. And Honorable Hangula, initially when we planned for the implementation of this EID, it was to roll out in February this year. But because of that requirement for us to have the Data Management Act passed by Parliament, we had to halt the process temporarily, and up to until when we believe, when Parliament have passed that, then we are able to then have the system roll out as from September. It's our anticipation that now that it's stable, that by September it would have been concluded. And then if it's not, we would then extend the implementation date, which was already postponed from February to September. And the education started already in 2022 when the decision was taken. And there has been various consultations that went into various regions, and even now there is information disseminated to the regional councils in the form of a letter with some facts for them to disseminate this information further down in their respective constituencies. And what measures does it have? You know, the verification can be done on biometrics, just like it's done by when you go to all other institutions, GIPF, to get your money. This time around, you can verify your identity just through a biometric verification, and not necessarily always for you to carry the ID. And then the rest of your information can then populate just to give the details of the identity in various informations, whether it's about your marital status, your all other information that have got to do with identifying an individual. Honorable Shitana, the first one, I really don't know how to respond to people losing money through SIM card. I can't get the question. Yeah, and the question on whether people had a choice to say, like I said, there has been a lengthy consultation process that started, I am told, in 2022, and it's continuing. And it was on consensus that the decision was taken. Also, in consideration of international mode of development, everybody's moving on a digital mode, and I believe it was a better choice for us to choose to move with time. And the next one was Honorable Hi. It's still Shitana. Now I can't seem to remember who posed this. But HICOLA, the financial implications, some of the systems that are being used were already procured in 2023, covered under that financial year's budget, 2024 as well. There is a component that is also under this current financial year, and what we are saying is that we want to have the service providers being sourced from local, and there would be an open tender when the time is ready for the systems to be developed, and that is the approach. But there has been allocations for other processes that have already been carried out under those financial years. And the measures to protect data, I have made reference to the bill, and I can also cite the cybersecurity bill that is also under development, and the institutions that can make use of the same identity is everywhere we can go. Here we want to verify the identity. Can it be banks, hospitals, schools, and all other institutions? But it's only for verification. It's not that they can access the data for them to also then copy the same data, but to verify for verification purposes only. Honorable Venani, on the citizens that do not have IDs. What we have done is to accelerate the distribution of IDs and also to decentralize the process of acquiring an ID. If you may recall, in the past, IDs were at the main centers. Now we have sub-regional offices in various regions. Of recent, I can recall we opened one in Karasberg. We opened also some at some hospital points where we have registration for beds. It's our intention that we roll out to various points, and where we do not have permanent stations for ID issuance. As you have noted that now we have mobile identification machine also capturing machine, and we also have the outreach programs that goes to schools, that goes to various points. But we must also encourage our people to go to offices and apply for identities. Just as equally, we have made provision to go to constituency level for distribution of uncollected IDs. And as for the Angolans, I take that as an allegation up to until you have proven it to me. Honorable members, yes, prove it to me, bring a case, then we verify, then I will agree with you. Thank you.
The House will now rise for 20 minutes. 20 minutes break. Let's please take our seats. Okay. Ministerials. Now, any reports from the Committee of the Whole House Assembly in consequential proceedings? Now orders of the day. The Secretary will read the first order of the day.
Exploration and Production Amendment Bill.
When this Assembly adjourned on Wednesday, the 10th of June, the question before the Assembly was a motion by the Honorable Minister of Industries, Mines and Energy that the bill be read a second time. The Right Honorable Prime Minister adjourned the debate and he now has the floor. I understand the Right Honorable Prime Minister has delegated, but the member who was delegated is not here. So while waiting for the member to come, are there any further discussions? Yes, please.
So I understand that another member, so I can also delegate for a member to debate.
No, not to
on my
debate,
behalf.
just to contribute. The
contribute.
Prime Minister has delegated. So the Prime Minister, as head of government business and as a head of institution, can delegate. The
Somebody
same
to-
way that the ministers answer on behalf of the ministers and so forth.
No, what I'm saying, Speaker, where we are now, we are at contributions.
Yes.
He adjourned the debate in order for him to contribute. So what exactly is it that he delegated?
Yeah, he delegated the reading of his statement, which is written.
Oh, his is to, okay.
Yes, yes, yes. So, but the member is not here. Yes, yes, Honorable. Huh? Yes. Yes, yes, you have the floor, Honorable.
Institutional memory is very important. For those who do not know, I first worked here as a staff member, 1996. And on the question of Honorable Ampanda, I remember very well, it's not only that the Prime Minister can delegate. I remember very well, there was a day Honorable Yatoivo had a contribution to make, and he had to leave, and he asked Honorable Ben Amadila, because they used to sit together, who read his speech. Any member can give a speech to be read, not just a Prime Minister or any minister, unless rules have changed. From institutional memory. I thank you.
Okay, very good, thank you. But now the Honorable member is here, not here, so unless if there are further discussions, we would move to the next item and then come back to this item when the member is back.
There are people on the list.
There are people on the list.
Honorable Jonas.
Honorable Jonas? Honorable Jonas? Are you asking for the floor to speak on this item?
Yes.
Yes, you have the floor.
Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Honorable members. Namibia is entering a defining moment with petroleum discovery. Huh? It's not petroleum.
It's petroleum. You are fine. You are right. Proceed.
Number one.
Are you on the oil?
We are on the oil, yes.
But there's most other people who want to contribute.
Petroleum.
She can
Petroleum,
contribute.
Justina. That's what I say.
Are we on the oil?
No. Oil, yes.
Yeah. Right. Fire, sister, fire.
Thank you. Thank you. Honorable Speaker, thank you. Namibia is entering a defining moment with petroleum discovery in the Orange Basin.
While this present great potential for development and revenue, we must begin with the Namibian working class. Development that the skilled workers is not progress, and resources worth that fails to deliver decent work, skills and safety is not transformation. The upstream petroleum sector remains in its infancy and is highly specialized, with most technical roles currently filled by experts due to historical gaps in local training. Namibia are largely confined to support roles, which, while importantly, do not build core experts or long-term career growth. This highlights two key challenges: a critical skill gap and insufficient labor protection. Specialized training and certification remain costly and inaccessible, limiting local participation as well. At the same time, petroleum operations are highly risky, yet Namibian labor frameworks are not fully equipped for offshore conditions, exposing workers to safety and welfare risk. I rise to support in principle the bill introduced by the Honorable Modestus Amtse. The bill modernizes governance, strengthens coordination through the presidency and the upstream petroleum unit, and enhance regulatory efficiency in managing this complexity sector.
Continue.
These reforms will improve oversight, attract investment, and support local content and skill development. Importantly, the bill aligns itself to SWAPO commitment to inclusive economic transformation, particularly through job creation, skill development, and social justice. However, oil and gas development without labor justice is not development. This sector relies heavily on contract labor, often through subcontractors, which can expose workers to job insecurity, unequal pay, and weak protection if not properly regulated. In line with the SWAPO labor commitment, I argue that this bill explicitly include enforceable labor protection, focusing on local employment priorities, equal pay for equal work, protection of workers' rights, freedom of association, and binding obligation for skill development and localization. To this end, I propose that this bill mandate the upstream petroleum unit, in collaboration with relevant ministries, to develop and enforce regulation safeguarding workers' rights, safety, fair remuneration, and capacity building in the sector. As I conclude, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, in principle, I support the bill because it strengthens governance and opens path for economic transformation.
Very good.
But petroleum wealth must uplift Namibian people, especially the working class, through decent jobs, fair pay, safety conditions, and real skill transfer. Let us build a sector that is not only profitable, but just inclusive and centered on the working class working and to work in this sector. I therefore urge that all honorable members support the bill with the inclusion of clear and enforceable labor protection in the national interest of our country. As you submit. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, now I give the floor to Honorable Shafuda on behalf of Right Honorable Prime Minister.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members. I am here to read the contribution by the Right Honorable Prime Minister, and I have also considered to the content of the contribution. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, recently I visited Reverend Ambassador Hage Ausiku, one of the founding members of this National Assembly when it was constituted in 1990, following the outcome of 1989 UN-supervised elections. The law we are amending today was passed in this August House in 1991. That time, the National Assembly had 72 members, SWAPO had 41 seats, and the rest 31 seats were held by the opposition. Yet in 1991, members of this House were united by one thing: national interest, and unanimously passed the law we are amending today. They packed their political differences that were huge, and reached consensus that national interest weighed heavier than their political differences. The same national interest will unite us today and reach consensus to pass these amendments, given the current geopolitical alignment we witness today. As indicated by the industry, the first oil is expected to flow by 2032. Therefore, honorable members, let us make sure that future generations will look to this National Assembly as having enabled and not disabled that flow. When the Petroleum Amendment Bill was tabled in this August House on the 4th February 2026 by Honorable Modest Anse, Minister of Industries, Mines and Energy, I expected a robust national building debate on our two new resources, that is oil and gas, recently discovered off our coast. I expected inputs citing good governance examples of these resources around the world, on which Namibia can benchmark and develop its own governance architecture of these resources. But we have not done justice to the bill, but I have observed our political speeches concentrating only on why in the presidency. We have not, with few exceptions, heard concerns from the other side of the House that in terms of natural resources beneficiation, how best would Namibia benefit from the petroleum resources? Many honorable members on the other side of the House are just busy demonizing the placement of upstream petroleum unit in the presidency, instead of coming up with informed guidelines on how these resources must be shared by all Namibians. This is missing in your contributions. The illusion which is being created here is to doubt the very president that Namibians themselves voted for to represent them and their interests. In her own words, she says she has for years been part of the struggle to ensure that she does not betray Namibia and that she does not sell Namibia. Again, with few exceptions, if one listens to the speeches from the other side of the House, it is clear of graft to precision, not necessarily to speak about facts, but to rehearse repeatedly the narrative with cadence regularity, that somehow the president would not be able to impartially manage the upstream petroleum unit to protect Namibians in the process of discovery of this resource, or to ensure that we do not fall prey to the machinations of the 1884 scramble for Africa. What one hears repeatedly is a rehearsed hymn book of opposing, just for the sake of opposing, because it is sounding fashionable to say so. Although there are those whose views appear to be founded in fiction, nevertheless, we appreciate the expressed on this amendment bill by some honorable members from the other side of the House. Some of the contributions made so far appear founded on sincerity. They don't doubt the honesty of President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah. They argue that perhaps the president does not trust the system, and that was...
There is a point of order.
Point of order.
Yes.
Yeah, point of order. Okay. Please. Point of order.
The insults apart, Honorable Erika Shafuta, I was listening very attentively because it's a statement by the head of government business. And I want to put this to you. What measures and clauses in the bills is that part of the House that has brought the bill willing to compromise so that we take a national position? On the proposition of the bill, which areas are you ready to amend?
Yeah, no, but that question is not, the Prime Minister is not the mover. Prime Minister is just making a contribution. Yeah, but okay, I'll leave it. I just want to say that, but the Minister can continue, please. If she has something to say, she's free. No, honorable member, you have to wait for the Minister to say something. That's how the point of order works. No, he raised the point of order when she was on the floor. Allow her to continue. If you want to raise the point of order, you then do that after she has continued. Yes. Please proceed, Honorable Minister. No, I didn't hear the attack.
Thank you so much. Let me continue. I will come back to your point.
But you attack left, right.
I will come back. Several opposition MPs have been saying that the powers must...
Honorable member, please take your seat. No. I need to hear. Honorable members, I need to hear what the minister is saying, because you can't force me to make a ruling if you are not allowing me to hear what is going on. And also, you cannot, just because you disagree with something, jeer in a chorus. No, you raise a point of order. No.
The time?
Yeah, honorable member is... Okay, now continue. Honorable member, continue.
Okay.
Honorable, just continue.
Okay, they have been saying that the powers must remain vested in the Minister of Industries, Mines and Energy, as has always been the case with the Petroleum Act 1991, to ensure accountability and transparency and see loopholes for corruption. But a closer look reveals that this argument is self-defeating. The Minister of Industries, Mines and Energy is appointed by the President. So too are the Deputy Director and the Director General and Deputy Director General in the upstream petroleum unit. They report to the President, as does the Minister. If the Director General can be corrupted, which seems to be unfounded fear of some members, the Minister can also be corrupted. The lines of arguments misses the real objective of the amendments we want to make. Oil and gas are our new precious petroleum resources that can make or break this country. Those amendments, therefore, seek to bring about a robust, modern, and transparent legal framework that can guide our upstream petroleum sector responsibly and efficiently. By placing the upstream petroleum unit in the Presidency, the development of these petroleum resources, new as they are, receives the highest and undivided attention from the highest office of the land. The Minister of Industries, Mines and Energy is not out of the picture, as some members from the opposition side want to suggest. The Minister
what is wrong with that?
Will be working together with the Director General. Equally important, honorable members, is the role of the Minister responsible for the presidential affairs, a matter which appears to have been overlooked in much of the debate. The Minister responsible for presidential affairs serves as a political bridge between the Presidency and this August House. In terms of the proposed governance framework, that Minister be designated to table reports, respond to preliminary questions, but you should listen. Those who are, listen now, listen to the important part. Those who argue that the relocation of certain functions to the Presidency diminishes accountability, overlook this important safeguard. The presence of a designated minister ensures that parliamentary scrutiny, now this is very important, is not weakened but strengthened through a direct line of accountability to this House. Members retain their full powers to demand explanations, request reports, debate policy decisions, and exercise oversight over the implementation of the Petroleum Act and its amendments. The amendment bill, therefore, does not remove the oversight It institutionalizes it. It recognizes that while strategic leadership may be exercised from the presidency, accountability remains firmly anchored in the constitutional relationship between the executive and the legislature. With regard to transparency, all fears about the absence of fiscal transparency are allayed by the clause in this amendment bill that all remissions, deferrals, or refunds of petroleum royalties
No. Don't have a
annually
point. No.
to the National Assembly by
Honorable member,
June.
I will make a
No,
ruling.
a
No.
designated
The
minister.
presiding officer has a right to decline point of order if in the view of the presiding officer there is a feeling that the point of order is being abused to disrupt the proceedings of the House. And I'm getting the impression on this statement. So, Minister, continue.
I fully agree. I fully agree with NEF MP Honorable Longinus Kalimbo Ipumbu when he said, and I quote, the NEF family, listen this part. I fully agree with NEF MP Honorable Longinus Kalimbo Ipumbu, when he said, and I quote, in a very loud voice, the NEF firm supports the strengthening of executive authority in petroleum governance, including the involvement of the President as the final approving authority. The President represents the collective sovereign will of the Namibian people. Therefore, vesting final authority the Presidency elevates petroleum governance from narrow bureaucratic control to a matter of national strategic importance and economic liberation. Please, as head of the state, the President has the powers to perform with dignity and leadership all acts necessary, expedient, reasonable, and incidental to the discharge of the executive functions of the government. Article 32.2 of the Constitution.
No, Honorable, please, let the members finish.
My time. This empowers the President to establish and dissolve departments and ministries as he or she deems it fit. Article 32.2, Honorable Ngari, 32.5 empowers the President to initiate laws for submission to ethical direction.
Honorable members,
with regard to exposure of the President, now this one, I'm about to finish. Courts are there for administrative justice. They are not there to deprive us of the good governance architectures we want to put in place to strengthen our national interest and protect our national security. By creating an executive president who engaged in the administration and execution of government functions, the Constitution makes allowance for exposure of the President, Articles 27 and 32. A takeaway from the foregoing is that executive powers, as held by the President, is not absolute, and the proposed amendments to the Petroleum Act do not affect Parliament's powers to exercise oversight over the President's actions in any manner. The amendments are meant to keep high control over our petroleum products and ensure their proper utilization for the benefit of all Namibians. When she was sworn in as the 5th President of Namibia in March last year, the President equated corruption to cancer and treason and urged public servants to maintain high ethical standards at all times. Corruption in all its manifestations, she said, on that day should be avoided at all costs. And this message is to all Namibians, including these ones in this house. For context, let me quote from the booklet. I'm about to finish. My leadership vision for Namibia. On accountability, the President says, my very sincere conviction is that the value of accountability goes along with a sense of patriotism. Therefore, being accountable simply means that as leaders, we are merely stewards entrusted with various resources of the country, and as such, we must be answerable when it comes to the utilization of these resources. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I'm about to finish. Let us support these amendments, including others that will come. They are all well meant and sincerely necessary to create a governance architecture that leaves no room for corruption. Once again, as Honorable Karimbu Ipumbu puts it, placing the upstream petroleum unit in the presidency is the correct approach. The president represents the collective sovereign will of the Namibian people. The president represents the collective sovereign will of the Namibian people. Therefore, vesting final authority in the presidency elevates petroleum governance from narrow bureaucratic control to a matter of national strategic importance and economic liberation. Petroleum is not an ordinary commodity. It is a strategic national asset that will determine Namibians' economic future for generations and generations. Its control cannot be left vulnerable to administrative weaknesses, regulatory capture, or external influence. Lastly, honorable members, it must be protected and directed at the highest level of state authority to ensure it serves the people, not private profit. We wholeheartedly support the amendment. I thank you.
Yes, thank you, honorable member. Okay, honorable members, I'll give you the floor. I'll give you the floor. Just one moment, honorable. Starting with you, and then I will go to the next members on the point of order. I just want to say the following. Honorable members. Yeah, under Rule 92, points of order, sub 6. No, you don't force me what to read. I'm making a ruling, and I make my ruling as I see appropriate. So, it says, if the presiding member considers that a point of order is spurious or frivolous, the presiding member may direct the member who raised it to resume his or her seat. And then sub 9 says, a member may not abuse the right to raise a point of order so as to obstruct the business in the chamber. And then sub 11 says, the presiding member's ruling on a point of order is final and binding and may not be challenged or questioned in the House. Yeah, so there was a point of order made earlier to seek clarity on the procedure as to whether it was procedural that a member may read the statement of another member. And the presiding officer has made a ruling on that. And in terms of these rules, when a ruling is made, that may not be debated. So that is one. And the point of order cannot be made in a disruptive manner. Now, having said that, you may not speak to the presiding officer from your seat. You may not interrupt the presiding officer when she's making a ruling. No, you are out of order. I give to honorable. You take turns, and the presiding officer assigns the 10. Now I give the floor. Honorable Venani? No? Yeah. No, when a member is given the floor by the presiding officer, The attention of the member is to the presiding officer, not to pursue conversations with other members. Otherwise, the presiding officer will take away the floor and give it to another member. You may now proceed, honorable member. Now, on a point of procedure, you said it was?
Speaker, I'd like to refer you to page 16 of our standing rules.
Say that again?
Page 16 of our standing rules.
Page 16?
No, instead, 17 actually.
Page?
Yes, page. Not
Page
rule.
17. What
Yes,
point is that?
Under definitions, procedure. The meaning of proxy.
To go where?
Under our definitions, Honorable Speaker. Proxy means the written authority given by one member to another to vote on his or her behalf on a specific matter.
Yes.
That's one. Actually, I have 2 points. In fact, the only other time when the word proxy comes up, Honorable Speaker, in our rules, is, the word proxy appears in our rules at least 3 times. And all those times, it speaks to a voting process that takes place. And a proxy being designated authority to stand in on behalf of a member that is not present in the House. That's one.
No, proxy talks
Two,
about voting.
Speaker, you cannot do that.
No, I can.
No, you can't.
I can. At any time I can.
No,
yes, I can. Yes, I can. It is wrong. I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. That must be understood. You cannot believe that once you take the floor, you speak for as long as you want, saying whatever you want. No, you can be asked to discontinue anytime. That much is very clear. Yeah. Yes, I can. So proxy talks to voting.
No,
so now continue to make your point. I'm trying to follow the point that you are making.
The Honorable who's coming from
no,
Zanzibar.
You're not bullying me.
You see, there's a huge misunderstanding in this House. Just because, no, she's provoking me. But, yes, Honorable Speaker, you must also protect me when I'm on the floor. But, Honorable Speaker, right now you've just submitted to this House that you can interrupt a member while they're on the floor, which is not true. No, it is not. It's not true. No, I'm not. But you see, Honorable Speaker, but it's not true. Okay, Rule 92, the same rule that Honorable Speaker nicely scrolled through and passed the sub-rule 1, sub-rule 2, because sub-rule 2 actually says when a point of order is raised, the member called to order must discontinue his or her speech and take his or her seat. Must, not may, not by allowance of the Speaker, but must, by this rule. Sub-rule 3, the member raising a point of order must commence by quoting the standing rule concerned, or at least the principal matter upon which the point of order is based. Honorable Speaker,
so what is the member saying now?
There are 2 things that are wrong that happened today. One, the Honorable Minister of Finance does not have a right, according to these rules.
No, she does.
Yes,
That's
she does
what I'm
not.
saying.
She does
You are
not
now
have a
arguing-
right
you are now arguing
to come
the
and
ruling.
deliver a debate on
You are
behalf
now-
of another
you
member.
are now
This is
contesting.
according to this.
You see, you are now out of order.
2, Honorable
You are out
Speaker,
of order,
when a
honorable
member
You are out
asks
of
for the
order.
floor on a point of order
You
which
are
is
out of
raised
order.
under Rule 92, that member ought to be afforded the opportunity to be heard. First, because he or she is ruled out of order.
Now you are out
But
of
every
order.
time we ask for a point
You
of
are
order
out of
here,
order.
we are denied the floor.
You are out of order
In
now.
fact, we are even denied the platform to make our point before the presiding officer rules us out
May
of
you
order.
now take your
It can't work
madam.
like that, Honorable Speaker.
You are
This
out
is
of
not a
order.
house of seminars and
You are
speeches.
out of order.
We come here to take on each other's ideas. No, it's wrong. You just go back to Zanzibar and leave us alone here.
The honorable member is out of order, and this house, honorable members, no, honorable member. Honorable members, can you hear me out? I have already said, and I have read the appropriate rules here. Rule number 11 says the ruling of the presiding officer is final. The presiding officer has made a ruling. The presiding officer has made a ruling. But now she gets up and she argues with the ruling of the presiding officer. So she's out of order. Now, Honorable Ihemba has the floor. You are out of order. You are out of order. You are out of order. Now Honorable Ihemba has the floor. No, not anymore. The Honorable, the Speaker, Honorable members, the presiding officer is no longer going to give the floor to members to debate the rules. To debate the rules or to debate the ruling of the presiding officer. I think we have said enough on the procedures. Now I give the floor to Honorable Ihemba. Honorable members, please. Honorable members, I have already indicated if there is a concern about the ruling of a presiding officer, we go to the committee. I hear you. I now give the floor to a member because I feel that the discussions in the House is being disrupted. No. Honorable Ihemba has the floor. Please, honorable members. No, honorable members. It's too many interjections. Yeah, honorable member, please proceed.
Okay.
You cannot have more interjections than contributions. The interjections are too many. No, honorable members, the interjections are too many. We now go to the member who is making a contribution. The rule is saying when a member is on the floor, they must be heard in silence. It's in exceptional situations that point of order is made. But now members seem to think that they can debate through point of order. No, it cannot happen. Honorable Ihemba, you have the floor. Not anymore, honorable member. Please proceed, honorable member.
Thank you.
No? Do that. Go ahead.
That timing is confused. Okay. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, please. Let the honorable member proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, please. Honorable Ihemba, you have the floor.
Yes, I'm saying thank you. I'm saying thank you.
No, honorable members, the presiding officer is giving the floor to the member. May you please continue, Honorable Ihemba? Or do you not wish to continue? Honorable member, please proceed. Otherwise, I'll go to the next person.
What are you saying?
I will proceed, honorable member, to the next person. Proceed.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And I am humbled by the opportunity, solely standing on behalf of the people that got us here. And I am indeed honored to have this opportunity. And I want to say, Honorable Speaker, honorable members.
Honorable member, no, please. I first have to listen to you. Are on the list to speak. You will have an opportunity to speak. Please, Honorable Ihemba, proceed. No, honorable members, let's not do that. The House will descend into chaos. Honorable members, let us allow the member to contribute. You are on the list to speak, Honorable Ampanda. Please proceed. No. Otherwise, I will go to the next member, Honorable Ihemba. Proceed. Oh, no, not you. Him, Honorable Ihemba. Please, you are on the list. You will come. Just no. Honorable member, take your seat. No, please take your seat. No. Honorable member, please let the member to continue. No. Just take your seat, Honorable member. We want to continue with the debate. No, honorable member, just wait. Yeah, let's proceed. Honorable member, proceed. No.
Maybe my 2 minutes.
No, honorable member, please just take your seat. I'll give you the floor. Honorable member, please just take your seat. Take your seat, honorable member.
Yeah.
Take your seat, take your seat. Take your seat.
They are already
Just take your seat. You are out of order. You may not do that. Take your seat. 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 Honorable member, take your seat. I gave you the floor. You spoke already. Take it. No. There is no one on the floor. You can't make it. There is no one on the floor. You are not on the floor. No. Neither can you. Take your seat. Take your seat, and you will have no protection of the speaker when you are on the floor. Honorable, now if Honorable Ihemba doesn't want to take the floor, now take the floor. I will call on the next member. I will call on the next member. Yeah, very good. Yeah. Honorable member, take your seat. Take your seat. Go.
Yes.
Just take your seat. Take your seat, honorable members. Take your seat. Take your seat. Take your seat. Take your seat. Take your seat, honorable member. Take your seat. Take your seat. Take your seat. Take your seat, honorable member. Take your seat. Just take your seat. Take your seat. Honorable member, just take your seat, please. Take your seat. Honorable member, take the floor.
Speaker, may I get my 15 minutes, please?
No, honorable member, please.
May I get my 15 minutes?
Please proceed, honorable member.
The time they... Yeah. Yes.
Speaker, claim your time.
Yes, please.
They must present this.
Yes.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Honorable member, please.
Yeah, okay. Honorable Speaker, I'm honored to have this opportunity and standing solely on the mandate given to
You
us
don't have the floor.
by the people who brought us here. Honorable Speaker,
you don't have the
honorable
floor,
members,
honorable member.
and fellow Namibians. I rise today as I raised with both concern and I must confess with a heavy dose of disbelief
Honorable member, you have the floor.
at the proposal to place an upstream petroleum unit directly under the presidency. Now, on paper, it sounds neat, centralized, efficient, powerful. The kind of proposal that arrives with glossy language, impressive diagrams, and promises of streamlined decision making. But in reality, it sounds rather like putting a key of the chicken coop in the hands of a fox and then politely asking everyone to trust the process. And perhaps we might even be asked to applaud while doing so. Honorable Speaker, we must say it clearly, firmly, without any diplomatic confusion.
Let's allow the member, please, honorable members. No, let's allow the member to speak. I cannot agree, really, because we are not making any progress on the order. Honorable members, let Honorable Ihemba continue.
Yeah, it's the rule of the House.
We have only one person that have spoken today. No. Honorable member, let the member please continue.
Why do they want
Honorable members, can you... Honorable Ampanda, please take your seat. No. Honorable Ampanda, please continue.
Okay.
Yeah. Please.
Honorable
No. Please, honorable members,
we must
let's allow
say
the
clearly, firmly.
No, it's okay. Let's allow the member to finish.
Without any diplomatic confusion.
No.
This arrangement must be rejected in the strongest possible terms. Not because we oppose development, not because we oppose investment, not because we oppose efficiency, but because we understand the importance of institutions.
No, you are on the list here.
And history,
let's allow the people to
both that of our own and of many countries blessed with natural resources, has taught us one single lesson. When you concentrate oil power too close to political power, accountability starts packing its bags and quickly leaves through the back door. The oil industry is unlike many other sectors. It is not simply about drilling wells. It is not simply about issuing licenses. It is not simply about attracting investors. It is about controlling access to billions of Namibian dollars in international wealth. It is about determining who receives exploration rights, who receives production rights, who negotiates contracts, who supervises compliance, and who monitors revenues, and ultimately who exercises influence over resources that belongs not to government, not to political parties, not to individuals, but to the people of Namibia. That is why strong democracies deliberately separate political authority from technical and regulatory authority. That separation of power is not inconvenience, it is safeguard. It is protective wall built to ensure that public resources remain public resources. Because once that wall begins to crumble, restoration public trust becomes extraordinarily difficult. We are told placing upstream petroleum unit under the presidency will improve efficiency. Dear members, efficiency. That beautiful word appears whenever government wish to centralize power. Everything becomes more efficient, everything becomes faster, everything becomes more coordinated. But efficiency without oversight is not necessarily good governance. In fact, efficiency without oversight can become extraordinarily efficient way of making extraordinarily big mistakes. After all, if a vehicle is speeding into a wrong direction, making it travel faster does not solve the problem. It simply ensures that disaster arrives well ahead of schedule. We are also told that this proposal will improve strategic coordination. Now, Honorable Speaker, coordination is indeed important. Nobody disputes that. But coordination without transparency quickly raises another question. Coordination of what? Coordination by whom? And for whose benefit? Because the public is not asking whether government institution can coordinate. The public is asking whether government institution can be held accountable. Those are two very different questions. One concern is power and the other one concerns responsibility. And if we focus only on power, neglecting the second one, we create an imbalance that no democracy should welcome. Honorable Speaker, natural resources have transformed nations, but they have also destroyed the nations. The difference has really been the resource itself. The difference has almost always been the quality of institutions governing that resources. Countries with strong institutions are not use natural resources or natural wealth to build schools, hospitals, roads, industries, and opportunities.
No, honorable members, allow the members to finish. Honorable member. Honorable member, please continue. You are a chief whip. Honorable, please continue. Please take your seat, honorable member. Continue. Can you continue? Continue, honorable member. Honorable
What?
member, should I give the floor to another person? Take your seat, honorable member. Take your seat, honorable member. Let's allow the member to continue. Honorable member, take your seat. Take your seat. Mara, you are also disrespecting me. So you want how to enforce the rule, but you don't want to comply with the presiding officer. No, sit down. Sit down. Okay, now we adjourn the house until tomorrow, honorable members. So the members who have spoken, they have spoken.